Fingers crossed. That's right. That's what I like to hear. So welcome to tonight's Royalty Team Call. You know, we like to give you value on a week-by-week basis. We cut out a lot of time to make sure that we can pour into you because it's all about impact. It's all about giving value. And I promise you, if we give you enough value, or if you plug in enough and you get enough value from what it is that you learn from MyEcon, or more importantly, what it is that you apply from MyEcon, then that positions you to not only get a return on your investment, but also positions you to help others. And that's the name of this game. Give enough value, create enough impact, and that impact leads to income if you're doing it the right way. So tonight will be nothing different. We want to talk to you about credit and what to do if the dispute letters are not working. Now, that's a rare case in MyEcon. Like if you're going through the MyCredit system in the way that we teach, in the way that we instruct, giving the tools that are available to you, mailing out the letters the way that we advise, which is basically saying, hey, get it certified and notarized, the letters work. Then you put that with all of the other things that help with all 5 factors, because we're not just limited to getting things deleted. You should already know all 5 factors. You should be able to spit them out. If I was to take a poll and see who knew all 5 factors in the comments, everybody should get that right unless you're brand new. But all 5 factors is what MyEcon focuses on. However, the letters is a key component to what we do inside of the MyCredit system. We give you access to all of the letters that you need so you can go through the dispute process and clean up all those negatives, clean up all those inaccuracies, clean up all these outdated, erroneous items that are affecting your credit score in a negative manner. That being said, there are some chances that the bureaus are not doing what they are supposed to do. So when I say that the letters are not working, I'm not really talking about the letters not working, because I know the letters work. But sometimes the bureaus, they're a little stubborn. They send out stall tactic letters and just try to buy time and keep the inaccurate information on your report longer than necessary. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what we're going to dive into tonight. So get your screen shares ready. Get your notes, pens, and pads handy. I'm going to turn my camera off, and I'm going to aim to share my screen. Once I share my screen, I need y'all to drop some 5s in the chat. Let me know that you can see the screen. And if you can see the screen, we're going to get it popping. So hold on real quick. Matter of fact, let me put on my other device. Mute out on your end. Matter of fact, let me mute out people. All right, I got it. So everybody is muted. We shouldn't have any dilemmas. All right, if you can see my screen, drop some 5s in the chat for me. 5s in the chat if you can see my screen. All right, I see at least 1 5. 5 in the chat if you can see my screen. I see at least 1 5, and I can see it on my end, so we're good to go. Okay, 2 5. That's all I need. If y'all 2 can see it, then that's a representation of everybody else. That being said, this should look very familiar. This is the MyEcon back office. Now, you know, in terms of bettering your credit, we have the #1 DIY credit system in the nation, which is the MyCredit System. So this is what we base everything on when we're talking about your credit. Yes, I do go out and make sure I'm continuously educating myself, because I know that it's some things that are on the horizon, changes that may take place that we all can benefit from. So I want to make sure that I'm on the up and up on knowledge, so I can come back and pour it into the royalty team. See, it's incentives to being a part of this team. It's incentives to being a part of people who are forever students, always learning, always growing, always educating ourselves in order to position you to benefit from what it is that we know, and then you can take your knowledge to the next level. So let's go to the MyCredit System. Now, I'm not going to go through the MyCredit System per se. I just want you to know that what I'm about to go over is basically connected to the MyCredit System and how you can benefit from using the tool I'm about to share with you in the event that the letters are not working. Hopefully I can go through this rather quickly and give you a walkthrough of how it all works, so you can just kind of have a heads up if you find yourself having to use what I'm about to share. Now, of course, if you're going through the MyCredit System, you want to go through it step by step. I'll do a brief overview, but you should be very familiar with it, especially if you have a goal of bettering your credit. When we asked people earlier, what are some of your credit goals? A lot of people had credit goals of 750 plus, 800 plus. So hopefully you've at least taken steps towards getting that 750, 850 plus. Very important. These videos are not that long. A total of 24, 33 24 minutes and 33 seconds. Very short. So all of these videos are very short, and you just go through them step by step by step by step by step. I don't want to bore you with reading these because you should already know these. However, you get to a part where it talks about the dispute process, how to start the dispute process. It gives you the 3 main credit reporting agencies that you're going to be disputing and cleaning up your report through: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Very important with what we're going over today. And then these are the letters. These are typically all of the letters that you need in order to succeed when it comes to bettering your credit. However, there comes a time where you may not be able to get the letters to work on your behalf because of something that the credit reporting agencies are not doing. This is where the information I'm about to share with you right now comes in handy. And that's tapping into the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, also known as the CFPB. A lot of people brush over this because the letters are so effective that they don't have to make it to this point. But for those of you who have gone through the dispute process for a certain amount of time and you feel like things aren't being deleted and they should be because you discovered the inaccuracies, the errors, and things of that nature, and that's where the CFPB comes in at. Because what you got to understand is we have entities in place that protect consumers, which are you and I. So if we have entities in place that help us apply the laws even more and hold these credit reporting agencies and other entities who are acting unlawfully or doing certain things that aren't to your benefit, if we have entities that can help hold them accountable, why not use them? So this says the CFPB regulates the credit bureau. So even the credit bureaus, really the credit reporting agencies, even they have a higher up, somebody that they have to report to or be regulated by. And that's the CFPB. So sometimes if you can't get what you need out the supervisor, you need to go to his supervisor. You need to go to the person who hired him. And that changes things when you're talking to a different person who is more equipped to make a decision. You're just trying to get to a decision maker, somebody who can really apply pressure. And I show you the things that they've been able to accomplish so you can understand the power that the CFPB has over the credit reporting agencies. Then it says you can file an appeal with them when you need help and need them to override a decision or lack of action from the credit bureaus. You see what I'm saying? So they had the ability to override a decision. What does that mean? That means that the credit reporting agency's decision to not remove something or claim something was verified is not the final decision. See, I'm of the belief when somebody tell me, there's no way to do that, there's no way possible. I'm of the belief of I beg to differ. I always feel like it's a way. I always feel like it's an option. Don't tell me what is not possible or impossible. I always feel like it's another option. So even though the credit reporting agencies might have come to a certain conclusion or what they thought was a conclusion, well, I got to let them know that it's a sequel to what you thought was a conclusion, and that's the CFPB. So the MyCon back office consists of you going through the MyCredit System, you getting access to these letters, and if you come to the point where they're not doing what they're supposed to do, you can go through the CFPB, and you can click this link directly where it says file a complaint with the CFPB. How convenient is that to be able to just tap this link and it takes you directly to their site, not just to their site, but directly where you can submit a complaint. And we're going to go over, what that complaint looks like. It may be a little blurry, but hopefully you get the picture of what I'm bringing together. Now, before I go through how to submit a complaint, I just want to kind of show you the track record of the CFPB. What is it that they've been able to accomplish? Like, why is it even, of value to consider using them to help you out? So if the credit bureaus are the bullies, we need a bully that can bully the bullies. And that's what the CFPB is all about. So what is it that they've done? Like, do they even have a track record? Is it even worth using them? Like, what is their relevance? So let's click on the About Us section. I just want to check out a couple of things. And they have this section right here that says Our Work. Well, before I get there, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is a 21st century agency that implements and enforces federal consumer financial law and ensures that markets for consumer financial products are fair, transparent, and competitive. Our work. We aim to make consumer financial markets work for consumers, responsible providers, and the overall economy. So I want to click on where it says learn more about the CFPB. And then we'll get into some of the details. So basically right here it says we aim to make the consumer financial markets work for consumers. Everything that I pretty much read. And then we arm people with the information, steps, and tools that they need to make smart financial decisions. So it's a lot of education on this site as well that you may be interested in diving in deep too. Our core functions. The CFPB was created to provide a single point of accountability for enforcing federal consumer financial laws and protecting consumers in the financial marketplace. Before that responsibility was divided among several agencies. Today, it is our primary focus. So they took it upon themselves to really act on the behalf of the consumers. Why is that important? Because they're not scattered around some of the things that other people were doing when they were also trying to incorporate the consumers. They said, no, we're going to make it our primary focus to protect the consumer. So I just want to go over some of these fast facts. That's really what I wanted to touch on. These fast facts. As you can see, they got a track record of doing some things. So fast facts, CFPB by the numbers. And this was last updated in November of 2023. So fairly recent, a few months ago. We just got out of 2023. They got 20.2 billion plus amounts of monetary compensation, principal reductions, canceled debts, and other consumer relief resulting from CFPB enforcement and supervisory work. So a lot of times when you hear that these bureaus are under fire or they had these different lawsuits, it was because of the pressure that was being applied by the CFPB. And they got 20 plus billion in amounts of monetary compensation and, principal reduction, canceled debts under their belt. They got 205 million plus estimated number of consumers or consumer accounts eligible to receive relief from the CFPB's enforcement and supervisory work. So they know that it's over 200 million people who are possibly eligible to receive some of the help that they provide. Very important. They got 4.1 billion plus dollars of civil money penalties imposed by the CFPB on companies and individuals that violate the law. And some of these monies are deposited into the CFPB's Victims Relief Fund, also known as the Civil Penalty Fund. So a lot of people are getting paid out because of the CFPB and what they do as well. They got 5.5 billion in estimated amount of consumers that was saved every year due to recent changes in banks, overdraft, insufficient fund fee policies. So a lot of these policies that even the bank monetary relief from 39 public enforcement actions. So you can see the list is pretty long. I won't go through everything. And they help in 8 different languages. So they're helping all nationalities and things of that nature. But the point I'm making is they got a track record. They've been putting in work and they've been helping a lot of people do a lot of great things. And the credit bureaus are who we're going to focus on, but it's not just limited to that. They also help in other areas as well outside of just the credit bureaus. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Find out about our work to protect consumers. Let's see who are a case. Okay, I won't look for that, but it's a list of people that they target when they're going about applying pressure to benefit the consumers. And it's the bureaus is one, but it's also some other entities as well that they target in order to make sure that they're holding people accountable. Now, let's go back to where you can file a dispute. And then I'll show you just a walkthrough and we'll conclude. We won't spend too much time. I just want you to know the power in the CFPB and how you can really use them to your advantage if it comes to this. And in some cases, sometimes you can be compensated depending on how much of a violation took place when the bureaus or the reporting agencies didn't do what they were supposed to do. So let's go back to submitting your complaint. So submit a complaint about a financial product or service. Each week we send about 25,000 complaints. Each week, about 25,000 complaints about financial products and services to companies for response. If another agency would be better able to assist, we'll send it to them and let you know. So they're saying that they're going to take it on head on. But if somebody else is better equipped, then they'll send them to them and let them know. And most companies respond within 15 days. Within 15 days. So what products and services can I complain about? And this is what I was looking for. We currently accept complaints about checking and savings account. So if you got issues with the checking and savings account, the bank did you wrong, CFPB might be able to help you. Credit cards, credit reports, and other personal consumer reports, which is what we're dealing with. Debt collections, debt and credit management, money transfer, virtual currency, money services, mortgages, payday loans, personal loans, prepaid cards, student loans, vehicle loans, and leases. So they cover a lot of ground in terms of protecting you as the consumer. So Once you're ready to begin your complaint, it's pretty simple, pretty step by step, but I'll do a brief walkthrough. First thing you'll do is start the complaint. And once you start this complaint, it's going to prompt you to go about setting up an account. Now, for the sake of not putting in any, personal information, but also not just putting in any mock information, I got some screenshots that I want to go over. So that way we can get an idea of what it looks like. So hopefully you can see this. It's going to be a little blurry because it is screenshots, but hopefully you can see it, screenshot it, and clear it up to the best of your ability. So after you submit the complaint, after you set up the account, it's going to get you to verify that the email address and all of the information that you submitted, the account does belong to you. So it's going to get you to do that. Then it gets to a point where it says, okay, what is this complaint about? Choose the product or service that best matches your complaint. Is it checking and savings account? Is it credit card or prepaid card, credit reporting, credit repair services, debt collection, money transfer, vehicle loan or lease, student loan, payday loan, mortgage, etc.? So in our case, it's going to be the third one, credit report, credit repair services. That's what it's going to be in our case. And then once you get there, it comes to this screen. And it basically, let's see, it asks you, I cut off part of it, but it takes you to a screen to where once you select the credit reporting, oh no, this is it. Credit reporting, credit repair services is going to have an extra drop down. And that drop down says what type of credit reporting product. And in this case, we're talking about credit reporting. You can file complaints on credit repair services and things of that nature, but credit reporting, because when you're dealing with the credit bureaus, they're really just credit reporting agencies. And if they're not doing their part by deleting or updating certain things or doing what they're supposed to do, then that's filing the complaint on credit reporting. So you will select credit reporting. Then they ask, okay, got it. So what type of problem are you having? Most of the credit reporting complaints we get are about one of the following topics. Select the one that best describes your complaint. You will have the chance to explain your complaint in detail in the next step. So it has 6 different things. And each one that you click on will give you an expansion. So I'm going to show you. If you click on the incorrect information on your report, basically it expands and says what best describes your problem. And it has a series of questions right there. I won't, go through each and every one, but you get the point. When you click on one, based on what you click, it's going to give you the ability to define it a little bit more. So when you click on that, it's going to ask you those questions. Or you may click on improper use of your report. And this is something some people do when they are filing a complaint before they've gone through the dispute process fully. Like they might not have already sent 2-3 letters, and they haven't gone through all of the steps. So sometimes people may choose that. Then it asks you what best describes your problem. And they basically say, hey, the reporting company used the report improperly. I received unsolicited financial products. Report provided to employer without written authorization. So you see how deep this goes, because a lot of times the employers and different people get your credit report without authorization. You can file a complaint on that. Credit inquiries on your report that you don't recognize. So it goes to the next level. If you're not able to get certain things accomplished, then the CFPB can assist. And then it asks you, have you already tried to fix this problem with the company? Now, in our case, if you've gone through the MyCredit System, that answer would be yes. But let's go back. So right here, this would be the option that many of you, if you've gone through the letter disputing process and the letters aren't doing what you thought they should do, then boom, you select the second option, which is problem with credit reporting company's investigation into an existing problem. What does that mean? That means that basically you've already sent off the letters. They went through an investigation. They claimed it was verified. You sent off the method of verification letter. That didn't get the job done. You went through the next step. You even went as far as maybe even doing the intent to litigate. So you've gone through the process. And your needs did not get met. They did not do what they were supposed to do to clean up the negative items or the errors that you noticed. So that's a problem with a credit reporting company's investigation. And it's into an existing problem because you've already started the dispute process. Which best describes your problem? So they got a couple of things. The investigation took more than 30 days. Was not notified of investigation status or results. Difficulty submitting a dispute or getting information about a dispute over the phone. Problem with personal statement of dispute, Or the one that we'll more likely submit is their investigation did not fix an error on your report. Because when you're disputing things on your report, the main thing that we'll focus on is information that may be inaccurate or in error, outdated, and non-verifiable at the end of the day. You're not lying or denying and saying these things don't belong to you. You never seen it a day in your life. You just want them to prove that they have the right to report it on your credit report. That's it. You just want them to prove it. So when you get to this line, you say, hey, the investigation did not fix an error. Keyword on error, because you have learned how to go through the report and discover errors, and they still didn't fix the error, and they still are reporting it. So they didn't fix the error on your report. So that's what you will select in most cases. Then you get the ability to go into a little more detail. What happened? And you might want to screenshot this one, because if you have to do it, this can be an example of the type of verbiage you can put in that box. What happened? Describe what happened, and we'll send your comments to the companies involved. Include dates, amounts, and actions that were taken by you or the company. So, for example, if they ask you for dates, amounts, and actions, then that would be you basically letting them know, hey, these are some of the things that I disputed. You can even include a letter, one of your credit letters, as an attachment, showing them exactly what you sent. Letting them know, hey, these are the things that I sent. And some of those will have date stamps on them already. So you're giving them as much information as possible so they can use it to your advantage. Then it says, do not include personal information such as your name, account number, address, social security number, etc. We may ask for some of this information later to help the company identify you and your account. So you don't have to include some of these things right here, but they may ask for it later. They just want to, make sure that you got enough data that they can use to your advantage. Now, I want you to look in this box. And this box is an example of an explanation of what happened, as well as incorporating some of the laws that, that were in violation. And a lot of these laws are already included in the letters. But for the sake of this example, you can take a screenshot of this. And if you ever find yourself having a dispute or file a complaint, you can use this as a guide. But make sure the message is geared towards the credit bureaus not doing their part. Like, you're not mad at the CFPB. You're not going off on the CFPB. They on your side. They on your team. They're trying to help you get whatever it is accomplished that you want to get accomplished. So make sure it's geared towards the bureaus and what they did not do. So you would change this verbiage up a little bit. But this basically says, recently I did an investigation on my report, which caused severe depression. And sometimes this is just verbiage people use, like when you're doing the goodwill letter. It's letting them know, hey, I went through some things due to the fact that my credit wasn't where it's supposed to be. It caused me some stress. And that's a true thing. A lot of people are stressed due to their credit and certain things that are hindering them from getting better and better terms. But basically, recently I did an investigation on my credit report, which caused severe depression upon this person and found unverifiable, invalidated, inaccurate, and questionable items that the credit reporting agencies didn't make sure it was reporting 100% correct. So remember, you would switch that. Instead of saying items that your agency, you're not talking to the CFPB. So if you're taking notes, make sure you jot that down. Make sure you come correct when you're talking to the CFPB. You're not talking directly to them. You're letting them know what the bureaus or the reporting agencies did not do. Very important. Then it says, in accordance with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, everything has to be 100% accurate on the credit report under 15 U.S. Code 1681. And basically, it gives the code. It says these accounts are in violation of not reporting 100% accurate, not 99%, not 98%, not 80%, 100%. So if you notice any error, any inaccuracy based on the FCRA, they're supposed to be reporting 100% accurately. Now, the CFPB knows this, but it's good to just let them know that you are basing it on something of law, something of that is a guide, or basically something that is foundational at the end of the day. So it's important to include information like that, just so they know that you're not filing a complaint frivolously. You notice that it was some things that were unverifiable, not validated, inaccurate, and questionable at the end of the day. Next, what would be a fair resolution to this issue? Screenshot this as well, because this will be something you can say is a fair resolution. They say, we'll forward this to the companies involved, be specific, so they know what resolution you are looking for. The company may or may not offer to resolve your complaint. So they're letting you know they still may not offer to resolve the complaint, but we still want you to list what you feel would be a fair resolution, because when we submit this on your behalf to help you out, we need to know what your end goal is. What do you think is a fair resolution? So in this example, it says, as a consumer, by law, my credit report must be made 100% accurate immediately by the credit reporting agencies, updating and or deleting the accounts listed in my dispute letters attached. So if you send off a dispute letter and you got the items that you've been disputing, they'll be able to see with the attachment the exact items that you're referring to that you want either updated and or deleted from your credit report. So this is just a real simple way to say, hey, this is what I want to happen. I need it updated and or deleted because it's not 100% accurate, and the items that I'm referring to are on my credit reports in the attachment. Screenshot that. I'll give you 5 more seconds just in case you need that verbiage. All right. And this is where you can attach the documents. Real simple, just like attaching a document to an email. So if you got your letters and you type them up, you can save them as a PDF, and that PDF can then be added as an attachment. So that way, when they are wondering what it is that you're talking about, which items did you dispute, what accounts are you referring to, it's included in the letters, and you can attach the file. It also may be a decent idea to attach files such as your ID, your proof of address, same things that you sent to the credit bureaus, because this also validates that it's really you. You're a real person. So this helps aid in your complaint with the CFPB. Just an FYI, something you want to make note of. Then it says, what company is the complaint about? Now, when you're disputing items, this is where you have to be paying attention. If the items that you are filing the complaint on that didn't get deleted off of your report, if they're on all 3 bureaus, then you want to make sure that the company that you're complaining about is all 3 bureaus. If it's only on 2 of them, make sure you list that it's just those 2. So that way you don't put a account or entity or a company's name that didn't have anything to do with the complaint. So just make sure it's in alignment. Hopefully that goes without saying, but just to be sure, I wanted to make sure I pointed that out. So they said they'll forward the entire complaint to each company and request they respond within 15 days of receiving it. So the company name, you can type it in, and then it's several ones that'll pop up. So if you type in Experian, you just click on the one that's all caps. You type on Equifax, click on the Equifax. TransUnion, same thing. So you do that for all 3 of these. I just showed this one, but this is just how it looks. But you do it for all 3 if you're having an issue with them deleting it on all 3 bureaus. And it may be multiple accounts, but make sure you select all 3. So that way, when the complaint is officially filed, all 3 bureaus are being hit at the same exact time. Then it's going to ask for your personal on your contact information just to solidify that it's you and give you your address. So, for basically correspondence letters, things of that nature, you submit that. Then it has you to review your complaint. Please review the information below before submitting this complaint. You can return to any section to make changes by selecting edit this section. So if you get to a point you're like, oh, I forgot this, I need to add this, let me double check this, go back. And you can edit that section before you officially submit, because once you submit, I don't believe you can reverse the complaint. Once it's done, it's done. So make sure you got everything, all your I's dotted and T's crossed. Then it has you to select these 2 boxes. Basically, it says I authorize and direct any consumer reporting agency to furnish a copy of my consumer report to the CFPB for the purpose of responding to and investigating my consumer complaint. So basically, you're giving them the authorization to have the bureaus send them information about your credit report. They can send it to the CFPB. The second box that you'll select is the information given is true to the best of my knowledge and belief. I understand that the CFPB cannot act as my lawyer, a court of law, or a financial advisor. But you're basically saying, hey, this is true to the best of my knowledge. So you'll select that box as well. And then it says you would not be able to attach documents or edit this complaint after you submit. So that's what I was talking about. Once it's done, it's done. So make sure you have everything in alignment, everything is correct to the best of your knowledge. And then please make sure everything is accurate and complete before continuing. Pretty much what I just said. Then it's going to say you have successfully submitted your complaint. It's going to give you, some numbers. You can print a copy of the complaint, save it for your records. I recommend doing it. Each one that says print a copy, make sure you got a copy for Experian, copy for TransUnion, a copy for Equifax, and that pretty much concludes what the process is like. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but I just wanted to go through it just so you can see and know what to expect on how it looks when you actually go through filing the complaint. Because when it comes to holding people accountable, whether it's the credit bureaus or making sure that you get the progress you need in terms of cleaning up your report, you got to understand that you're not doing anything wrong. You're just basically pointing out errors on your report, things that are inaccurate, and using the laws to your advantage. We also have additional assistance outside of the MyCredit System, which is linked inside the MyCredit System, and that's the CFPB. So we haven't done a training on this. I just wanted to go through this because I knew it'd be good for replay purposes. And I know it may help somebody if a person reaches this point. So I wanted to go through this to let you know how simple it is, how easy it is, but also to let you know that the CFPB got a track record of positioning people to get their needs met. And sometimes people are even getting cut out checks because of the violations that have taken place on their credit report. So that's all I got. I want to set it up to open up for questions. Let me stop the share of the screen. Let me know if you got some value out of this information.
I did see one question already in the chat.
Okay. If you can read the question, and then I'm going to set it up for people to be able to unmute themselves.
Somebody asked if you could do this with inquiries because TransUnion will not delete them.
Absolutely. So I don't know if you saw the beginning, but it was a list of, my bad, it was a list of things that you can file a complaint on. Inquiries was definitely one of them. So the answer is yes. If it's inquiries that you're having an issue with, you can and you tried to call and all of that, it'll say, hey, I don't recognize this inquiry. Please remove it, and you'll go through a similar process. It's usually a 5-step process. So yes, yes, yes. Any other questions? Type it in the chat. If you are in a position to unmute, I believe I have it set to where you can just unmute and ask your question. It can be about filing the complaint, or it can just be about credit in general. But don't hesitate to ask your questions. That's what we're here for.
I see great training. Oh, go ahead.
Talk to me. I'm listening.
Hey, question. It's Unica. So, I just want to know if I didn't request the return slip and I didn't make a copy of the notarized letter that I sent out to them. I have a copy, but not where it's notarized. What do I still send them that copy back? They hadn't responded or sent me anything for my Experian and my TransUnion. Gotcha. I have the tracking slips where they received them, but I didn't do the return slip for myself.
Gotcha. Okay, so you did see that they received them. This was just your first letter?
Yeah, just the first one.
How long ago was it when you sent
it? January 8th.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you're good to go. If you didn't get the return slip, that's okay. But it's okay. However, you did see that they actually received it. So if you check your report and whatever it is you were disputing did get deleted or changed to your benefit, then you just proceed to letter number 2, which is the method of verification letter. So that was January 8th. We're approaching that date. What's today's date? The 6th?
The 7th.
7th. Okay. So yeah. So check your report. I usually wait about 35 days. So you can check your report anywhere from tomorrow up until about 4 days after that. See what changes have been made. Did they delete certain things? If not, letter number 2 all day. And then just make sure when you do it that time that you do everything that you didn't do the first time. Get a return receipt, get it notarized. But sound like you're good to go. You just might have missed that one step of getting them to send you a slip, and that's okay.
Okay.
Great question, Unica.
Hey, Unica, while we have you, can you share your testimony really quick? Because you did actually receive some results. Can you just mention that real quick, what all you were able to get removed?
Okay, yes. So I sent off my first round January 8th. Got an update about when I was just up wondering because I hadn't heard anything. So I believe that was Monday night. And I was like, well, let me check Credit Karma because I don't always go off of Credit Karma, but something was like, okay, let me check it because I haven't got anything. So I just happened to check it. I had 4 student loans removed. My whole Equifax was just wiped out. Like the only thing I have open is my vehicle loan on my Equifax. So I can say I was kind of giving up, but now I'm just in it. I'm in it to win it.
I love it. So when you say you was giving up, just out of curiosity, you're talking about prior to joining my econ, you was giving up, or within the 30-day window, you was already feeling discouraged?
Within the 30-day window, because I was like, okay, did I do something wrong? Because I was like, all right, what is a return slip? Like, I had to go back and really just watch the video. I was like, okay. So I went and found my tracking slips, and I was like, okay, it's a return slip on here. I did something wrong. Well, maybe I'm not seeing the results. So I was just like, okay, just be patient. Just be patient. So me and my husband happened to be sitting on the couch, and we checked our Experian at the same time, and that was January 17th, and we happened to notice on the 15th we had some items removed on the Experian, and then some items wasn't. So I was kind of getting discouraged, but after seeing the Equifax, it's just kind of like trust the process.
Absolutely, because this is what people, and that's good that you said that, and I appreciate your transparency, because this is what people got to understand. Whatever happened on your credit report did not happen in just 30 days. This is a combination of, or pretty much stacked up months, years of things that compounded over time. So I always tell people, look, I usually tell people, honestly, give yourself 6 months, but in the DIY credit system, give yourself 90 days, like to just see what you can get accomplished in that time frame. So for you to send that first letter and you're starting to see some signs of results, that lets you know that the system works. I appreciate you talking to yourself and saying, you know what, just trust the process, be patient, because that's what it's all about. As long as you put in the work, it'll work.
Oh, definitely. Well, I thank you guys, and I'm in the 20.
Hey, let's get it. I love it.
Yes. All right. Now, someone else asked a question in the chat. If I do choose to pay it off, can I have removed in 6 months? This is Marsha.
Okay, Marsha. So it sounds like what you're talking about doing is a pay for delete. So if you have a collection, a charge off, or something that's on your account, and you want to do a pay for delete, then what you'll do is you'll go to the letters, you go to the MyCredit System. Down in that module, I believe the 4th module, you'll see the letters, and it's a letter that says pay for delete. That's the letter that you will send to the entities that you're considering paying that particular account. Now, the reason why you want to do the pay for delete letter is because you got to get something in writing from them that says, hey, if I pay this amount, will you remove it off of my credit report and not add it back? You need them to say that in writing, because what happens is people say, you know what, I'm going to just pay it, forget it, and they pay off the collection, and the collection doesn't come out. So now they shelled out the money, but the money didn't get them a return on the investment by getting it deleted, and now they're mad because the collection company did what they said they was going to do, collect. They didn't agree to remove it. So it's important to get that pay for delete letter so you can make sure that you have that in writing to benefit you. So use that pay for delete letter, and that'll help you tremendously. Now, this is another nugget. Whenever you do the pay for delete, you don't have to, you can negotiate. It's negotiable. So for example, say that the amount owed was $3,000. Just throwing something out there. You can negotiate and say, hey, I'm in a better position now, not to pay that $3,000, but I want to pay $1,100. Just throwing a number out there. You can shoot lower if you want to, but you just trying to say, hey, I'll give you something.
Shit, it's 3,000.
Oh, that's the real number? That's crazy. I just kind of grabbed it. I'm connected, I'm telling you. But you can negotiate and say, you know what, I want to, can I pay $900 and get it deleted? And they might negotiate against it, but you're just letting them know that you have some power, but you want to get something right. Don't make a payment without getting something right. And we got the pay for delete letter that can help you make that happen. So hopefully that helps, but definitely. And I usually recommend that as the last case scenario, like at least try to go through the dispute process. Sometimes people do it because they're on a time crunch. Like you said, you're trying to do something before the 6-month marker. So I usually at least recommend going through the letters, because you'll be surprised. You might be like Unica and get some things removed within the first month, first 60 days. And then on the back end, you can go ahead and try to pay for the delete. So the choice is yours. I'm just telling you what I would do if it was me, but definitely pay for the delete letter and make sure you get something in writing if that's the option that you choose.
Okay, Kim said, I had 2 collections removed from Experian, but did not delete from the other 2 bureaus. Is there something specific I can do to get the other 2 to delete my collections?
Okay, after which letter was it when they deleted? You said you had some deleted from Experian. Was it the first letter? Was it the second letter? Let me know that, and I'll answer based on the common scenario.
Okay.
So,
I think it'll be
go ahead.
easy if I unmute. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfect. Talk to me.
Yeah, so it was the first round letter.
Got you. So the first round worked with Experian. They didn't want no problems. They went ahead and got that up out of you. So the other ones, you just go ahead and send them the method of verification letter. You don't have to send it to Experian. If Experian did what you want them to do, great. You ain't got to apply no more pressure to them. But the other ones you need to apply more pressure to. So let's go ahead and go with the second letter, which is the method of verification letter. Send it to Equifax and TransUnion.
Okay.
So
I got one more question if you don't mind.
I don't mind. Talk to me.
Thank you. So I have a dismissed bankruptcy that, according to the timeline, it said it will, automatically be removed in 2026. Obviously, I don't want to wait that long, but I have done several rounds on this bankruptcy and I cannot get it removed. So is there anything specific that I need to do for a dismissed bankruptcy?
Got you. So you did several rounds sending physical letters with my
Correct.
Picture.
Yeah, so I even have a letter from the court stating that they don't report to the bank. They don't report your public records to the credit bureaus.
Yep.
And I can't remember which secondary reporting agency removed it. What is the name of those other companies?
REMOVED, CoreLogic, LexisNexis.
One of those.
Okay.
LexisNexis, that's what it is. So they had it on there. I disputed it and they removed it. So what do I need to do now to, I guess, what type of letter should I send the credit bureaus stating that I have this proof that it's not on the LexisNexis and the court doesn't report to the bureaus? Should I do it with the company that you just went over, the consumer?
Absolutely.
Complaint?
So
Okay.
yeah, definitely an option. But have you already sent the intent to litigate letter?
No, I have not.
Okay. So that's what I would do simultaneously. I would go ahead and do the intent to litigate letter, which is basically the letter that's saying, hey, I know I can sue because, some of my rights were violated. I got proof. All of the things that you have in your favor working for you. So with that, as you're about to send that, save a PDF version of that because that'll be the exact letter that you use when you upload your documents into the CFPB, like I just expressed in the what we just went through. So now the bureaus are getting the intent to litigate letter, and the CFPB is working on your behalf, so it's gonna hit them from both ends. Now they know you can sue because you got the people who've been getting money from them and other entities for a long time. So that's the route I would take. Go ahead and use that one, but have both things working in your favor. You mailing it and the CFPB.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Good stuff. I love it. I love it. Any other questions out there? You saying?
I don't see any more in the chat. But y'all feel free to unmute. This is your opportunity.
Great questions, by the way. Any other questions?
I guess I got one more.
Okay.
My husband in tonight. He listening. So if one collection was moved off Experian, but not the other 2, everything is supposed to report the exact same way. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So yeah, if it was moved off one, it's just like the other question the Queen asked.
Okay.
So you will go to the next letter with the other entities that it did not remove off of. So if it was Experian it came off of, okay, perfect. You send the next letter to TransUnion and Equifax, or whichever one didn't remove it, that's who you send the next letter to. Does that make sense?
Okay, got it.
Good stuff. Good question.
All right, I'm checking the chat. I don't see anything else in the chat. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything.
Good. See, and the questions come when you're in motion, and that's why I love the queens who jump out and ask questions. They asking questions because they in motion. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know unless you're in motion. So don't sit on this information that has helped people get 850 credit score. The same program that you got access to has helped people get 800 plus, 850 credit. Get in motion, and then you will know what questions you have. Or you may not have any questions because the system itself, it's kind of self-explanatory. But our goal and our role is on a weekly basis to just give you the opportunity to have a conversation with us. Even if we're not talking about credit, we might be talking about anything. But when we open up the door for a Q&A, now that gives you the opportunity to know that you got some support on whatever goal you're trying to accomplish financially. So don't take advantage or don't take this time lightly, because we're here to help any way we can. So I open up for another question real quick before we wrap up. What time is it?
8:53.
Okay, we're good on time. Yeah. So we're gonna get y'all up out of here. I just really wanted to do that because I knew it was something I hadn't done, and I should have cut out the recording, but it's all good. I knew it was something that I had not done, and I knew somebody would benefit from it. Not knowing that it was a queen on here who had a scenario where she can go ahead and use what I just shared tonight. She can do that. She can do this tonight if she wanted to. So something in my spirit said, "Hey, go ahead and do this training, and somebody can benefit from it right away with the bankruptcy." So let's get it. Let's make it happen. Get in motion. If you have not started going through the MyCredit System, do so. If you started and then stopped, pick up where you left off. Do what you got to do. If you had credit goals for 2024, why wait to a later time or wait till a whole nother year and set another New Year's resolution? Nah, you can go ahead and start getting your credit how you want it starting today. So today is the best day to go ahead and get started. If you didn't start yesterday, today is the next best day. So definitely take advantage of what you have access to. Take advantage of us. Take advantage of the messenger groups. If you're in there, if you have a question outside of tonight's training, don't hesitate to ask it in the group, because somebody else may benefit from your question as well. And yeah, we're gonna have to wrap this thing up. You don't see no other questions? All right. So hopefully y'all got some value. Drop some fire in the chat if y'all got some value from tonight's training. This is recorded, so I will put this on our YouTube playlist that consists of the recordings. And once you see that playlist, there's a ton of other recordings on there that you may be able to benefit from based on the title. You click it, see what's going on, see if it benefits you, and then apply what it is that you learn. I see the fire chats coming through. So let's go ahead and conclude this training. And I just got one thing I'm gonna say to the builders. Builders or anybody who are in my econ who want to also make money. And once I say my one thing, then it's a wrap for the rest of the night. But let's conclude it with the mission statement. You see, we live in a world where we are conditioned for failure. And oftentimes we have been programmed or fooled into mediocrity. So people find themselves living like peasants instead of the royalty that they were meant to be. But you see, here in the royalty movement, we see the king in you. I see that queen in you from start to finish. It's just time for you to take your seat on the throne, because this is where we uplift your character, your confidence, and your cash flow. As royalty, you should establish a solid financial foundation that will soon lead to your abundance and thriving empire. We want you to take your seat on the throne because you are royalty. Salute. Love y'all. Let's get it. Y'all have a good night. For the builders, the only thing I'm going to say is this. Builders is anybody who want to make money in my econ. And the way that we make money in my econ is by sharing our success, sharing our journey, and sharing valuable content. Doing content, posting on social media, using social media to be, our advertising platform and let people know that we got something good over here in my econ. The only thing I want to say is, especially if you're in the builders group, take advantage of the strategy, that little video that I shared for those of you who saw it or didn't see it, where you can go to TikTok, take either our videos or some of the other leaders in my econ, and not every video would allow it, but for the videos that will allow it, you can click on the video and then click where it says use template. When you click use template, it pretty much takes the wording, the timing, the music, everything about that video, except for the individual, and now you upload a similar video of yourself. Make sure the video is already in your phone. You upload a similar video of yourself into the slot, so it replaces them and puts you in it. And now the words that they had, the timing that they had, the music that they had, it allows you to create quick videos, even if you're not tech savvy. And I promise you, some of the videos that I've already done that with are getting leads right now as we are talking to you on this training. So that's the challenge. That's the call to action for the builders. Start using it. Use the template strategy. Even the people who are good at doing videos appreciate that strategy. That's a game changer. Now they're able to pop out more videos and videos that work. So look at videos that have done great, gotten good inboxes or leads of people coming or done good views. Then there may be a video worth duplicating if that video allows. Specific to TikTok. Go to TikTok, find us, find some of the other leaders that we've connected you to. Use template, duplicate those videos until you get better and you start creating some of your own original content. That's all I got. You got anything else you want to say to them?
Nope.
All right. So that concludes tonight's training. Love y'all. Salute. Good night. God bless.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
That's